Would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Gray over at Wakizashi's Teahouse in Japan. I hope you're good, I hope you're genki, I hope you're having a Merry Christmas or a Happy Holidays or whatever you want to call it. It's been good and bad for me. The family's not well. I've been fighting a cold for a while, so what I thought I'd do, just relax, chill out, read some Christmas story and see what happens. So my plan is to put you to sleep if you're not already asleep. Of course, if you're not in America, it's not night time. So if you're in the UK, it's very early morning, I guess. I can't work it out. In Japan, it's 3:15 p.m. on Monday, December 25th, Christmas Day. Where are we? So that's minus 9 hours for the UK. So that means, come on, Gray, you can do math. 16, 9. So 4:17 a.m. I think, if I've got my mathematics right, the calculation in the UK. It's very late in the States, I think, too. And in Europe, it's even earlier. Is that how it works? Was it? No, it's a bit closer. Europe is 5:17. Yo, we had Jacob Ironside in the chat. Good to see you, Jacob. Hail Gray, says DJ Ronnie G. I trust that you'll put me to sleep if I were home. Are you not home? Are you out? Are you partying? Good grief. Great to see you and great to hear from you. And as I say, I really hope you're having a Merry Christmas. So, without further ado, no guests today, just me and a book, and we'll see what happens. So there might be some Mrs. Wakizashi coughing in the background for the next room. She's not so well though, so please send her your best wishes, send her your prayers to get well soon. Oh my God, we've got Salty in the chat as well. How you doing, Salty? This is just for you. I'm going to read from a classic, an old English children's story, which you may or may not know. Let's see. Okay, 12:17, where Jacob is. Thanks, mate. Thanks for that. And maybe not quite as late where Salty is, but I think it's past Salty's bedtime. Is that right? Merry Christmas to you too. Ronnie G, thank you very much to Jacob. Merry Christmas to you all. Right, here we go. So let me introduce what this is. I'll show you the cover first. See if you know it, because I bet not many people do. It's a book called The Box of Delights by John Masefield. My version is illustrated by Quentin Blake. Quentin Blake is most famous for doing the classic Roald Dahl book illustrations. And let me give you the quick wiki on this. The Box of Delights is a children's fantasy novel by John Masefield. It's a sequel to The Midnight Folk, which I didn't know, which I haven't read, and was first published, get this, in 1935. It's also known as When the Wolves Were Running. Now, I'm not starting from the very beginning, but I'm near the beginning, just to catch you up. Basically, it's about a boy called Kay Harker. He's returning home from boarding school. That's what they used to do in the UK. Used to go to boarding school if you had money, I guess. And he's returning home on the train. He's just got back to his station, just got off the train, and that's it. That's as far as I've got. So we'll see what happens. But apparently, young Kay finds himself mixed up in a battle to possess a magical box. No naughty comments in the chat, please. Okay, there we go. So, 1935, so please forgive the old-fashioned language. We'll see how it goes. No worries, Salty. Good night, good health, God bless you, and God bless us all. Hey, everyone, as Tiny Tim says. So here we go. And let's listen, guys, don't worry about watching and don't worry about commenting. I really appreciate it, but this is just more for if anyone's out there feeling a little bit, alone or lonely. I'm a little bit like that, but not really. If you're not feeling the Christmas spirit, like me, I guess, in Japan, it's not quite the same. But I do have family coming back soon, and we're looking forward to the new year. This is for you out there. So here we go. Let's have a look. So Kay's just got off the train. He's bumped into an old man on the station platform. The old man is carrying something. I'm going to try and do voices as well and see how that goes. And young Kay has asked the old man for, does he want some help with carrying his bags? No, I thank you, my young master, the old man said. But if you would once more steady my show, why, then I could not stumble. Kay helped him a little, so that the case did not overbalance him as he swung it to his shoulders. And I thank you, my young master, he said. Time was when we had the power, like the sun, and could swing the earth and the moon, and now our old wheels are all running down, and we're coming to a second childhood. Still, they say, he went on, that it begins again, in the course of time. But the secrets of my show, they aren't to be had by these common ones now, are they? Kay did not know what to say to this. Hearts, diamonds, spades and clubs it goes, the old man said, and then all the way back again. There and back again, that sounds like The Hobbit, doesn't it? The old man paused an instant and looked about him. By this time, all those who had met or who had travelled by the train were gone from the station yard, while the porters and the ticket man had gone back to the shelter. And now, Master Harker of Seeking's Hall, the old man said, now that the wolves are running, as you will have seen, perhaps you would do something to stop their bite, or wouldn't you? I don't know what you mean, said Kay, but is there anything I can do for you? Master Harker, he said, there is something that no other soul can do for me but you alone. As you go down towards Seeking's Hall, if you would stop at Bob's shop, as it were, to buy muffins now, near the door you will see a woman, plaided from the cold, wearing a ring of a very strange shape. Master Harker, being like my ring here, of the long ways cross in gold and garnets. And she has very bright eyes, Master Harker, as bright as mine, which is what few have. If you will step into Bob's shop to buy muffins now, saying nothing, not even to your good friend, and say to this lady, the wolves are running, then she will know and others will know, and none will get bit. I'll do that, of course, Kay said. But how do you know my name? When wolves run, it betides to know, Master Harker, he said, and I do bless you. But time and tide and buttered eggs wait for no man, he added. He swung away at once, bent under his pack, followed by his dog Barney. He had that odd stagger or waddle in the knees that Kay had so often noticed in old countrymen. How on earth does he know my name? Kay thought. And how does he know Bob's shop? I've certainly never seen him before today. He went back to the car. I'm sorry to have been so long, he said. There's a strange old man. I should think he's been something very different once. About your being robbed, Caroline Louisa said. Who was with you in the train? 2 men, but I don't think they would have robbed me. They were 2 sort of curates. They got in at Hope under Chester's. What a great station name, Hope under Chester's, and got out here. The funny thing was that they knew my name and that I came from Seeking's. They could have read that from your luggage labels, she said. If your curates got in at Hope under Chester's, they may have been members of the missionaries' college there. I say, Kay said, are there any muffins? I love that. Oh God, it's so British, isn't it? I say, old man, I say, old chap. No, she said, tea cakes but no muffins. Would you mind frightfully if we stopped at Bob's and got some muffins? Only you'll have to lend me some tin, for my purse is gone. I haven't a tosser to my kick, said Kay. I'm reading this verbatim, right? Don't kill me in the chat. These are the words. It's very old-fashioned language. It's from 1935, 1930s when he was writing this. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, apologies to my Canadian friends who are probably thinking, what is Wakizashi Gray talking about? At this moment, the car passed the old man. Kay waved to him, and the old man waved back. "By the way," Kay said, "are there buttered eggs for lunch?" "Yes, especially for you. We must get on to them." "You know," Kay said, "there's something very strange about that old man. He knew that there would be buttered eggs. He said, 'Time, tide, and buttered eggs wait for no man.'" "I expect that a good many have said something of that sort before." "No," Kay said, "he meant me, and that I ought to hurry up. There's something uncanny about him. I mean, in a good sense." "Do you think that he could have picked your pockets?" asked the lady. "No, I don't." "He was near you, wasn't he?" "No, but I had my money and watch after I was near him, and then I missed them before I saw him the second time. Look, there are the two curate sort of men, both in the bus there." "I can't look at them while I'm driving, I'm afraid. Are you sure they didn't rob you?" "Quite," said Kay, "though I didn't like them much. I wish you'd let me drive." "Not for another 5 years," said Caroline. "Why ever not?" "Because it's against the law for one thing, and likely to be fatal for another." "Fatal? Fiddlesticks! We've a man in the Forth at the Coll who drove the old Bodger's car once." "Bodger? Who's Bodger?" What do the curates do at Chester's?" "They read good books and learn how to be clergymen. They have to work in the farm and garden, I believe." "Did they want you to join them?" asked Caroline. "They didn't ask me. I wish you'd tell me about them," said Kay. "I don't know very much to tell. They're the other side of the county. I seem to have heard that most of them go off to missions after a time of training." "And get eaten by the cassowary?" said Kay. Some of them perhaps, but I'm not telling you the news. I've got rather a shock to give you. All the Jones children are with us for the holidays." "Oh, I say, golly, whatever for?" said Kay. "The parents have to go abroad, and I couldn't bear the children to have nowhere to go for Christmas. I do hope you won't mind." "I don't mind at all," said Kay. "I like the Joneses. Well, some of them. No, I like them all, really. There's rather a gollop of them, though." "I'm putting Peter into your room," she said. "You'll have 2 little snug beds and can be like robbers in a cave." "We'll have some larks, I expect," Kay said. "I do hope Maria has brought some pistols. She generally has 1 or 2. "I hope she has nothing of the kind. What do you mean by pistols? What sort of pistols?" said Caroline. "Oh, the usual sort of pistols. Revolvers. You know, she's got a lot of them for some robbers, I think, once. She's sure to have some still. She says she couldn't live without pistols now." Wait a minute, this is set in Britain, isn't it? Wait a minute. It may not be. It may not be. I thought it was set in Britain, but I think the author, John Masefield, was American. Let me double check. Let's have a quick check. Oh no, yeah, I was right. It's the United Kingdom, English, of course, English language, fantasy novel by John Masefield. I was getting freaked out then. I thought, wait a minute, what are they talking about pistols for? This is the UK. Crazy. And cheers, by the way, if you're still there. Have a small, medium glass of amber ale. I'm going to slowly go through that. Okay, here we go. Caroline, she's saying this. She says she couldn't live without pistols now. Oh no, it's Kay, sorry, Kay. She shoots old electric light bulbs dangling from a clothesline. "She shall shoot none at Seekings, I trust," said Caroline. They sped on towards Seekings. "I say," Kay said, "how far is Hope under Chester's from here?" 30 or 35 miles. Do you know it at all?" "No, not more than one can know by passing." "I thought it looked a wonderful sort of place. I'd like to go exploring there." "Well, it is deep and wild country," she said, "but it is just a little far away for winter exploring. Leave it till the summer. When I grow up, Kay said, I mean to explore all the wild bits left in England. There aren't very many, she said, but the Chesters are the wildest near here. Do you think any of the people are pagans, still? Asked Kay. Not at heart, the bishop says, but a good many in outward observance. Wow, we are getting very posh, aren't we, with the language. Let's change sides, here we go. Oh, and have a stretch. There's some snow, said Kay. I do hope we shall have real deep snow so that we can make a snowman. The paper says there will be snow and the glass is falling. As they entered the little street, it was so dark with a promise of snow that the shops were being lighted. They were all decked out with holly, mistletoe, tinsel, crackers, toys, oranges, model Christmas trees with tapers and glass balls, apples, sweets, sucking pigs, sides of beef, turkeys, geese, Christmas cakes and big plum puddings. I say, I do love Christmas, said Kay. You'll have to give me a lot of tin presently, please, for I'll have to get 4 extra presents for the Joneses. And I wonder if I could get Jane to give me a plum pudding that I could give to the old man. I wouldn't like him to have no plum pudding on Christmas. Would you mind stopping at Bob's? Good night. Good night, DJ Ronnie G. Jane will give you a plum pudding, she said, as she stopped the car in the busy marketplace. There were open-air booths there selling all manner of matters for Christmas, chiefly woolen mufflers, nailed boots, cloth caps and hedger's gloves, and the 28-pound cheeses known as Tatchester double stones. Wow, what a great sounding cheese that is. What was it? Tatchester's double stones. I want to try some. Anyway, back to the story. The keepers of the stores were flogging their arms against the cold. Some of them were packing up before the snow began. Kay passed through there in some excitement. Of course, it's all rot, he said. How can he know that there will be a woman near the door there? And yet, there is one. Sure enough. I don't believe it. Bob was the baker and confectioner of the little town. His shop was always sweet and pleasant with a smell of new bread. His window at this Christmas time was a sight to see. In it were 2 Christmas cakes, 4 stories high, in pink and white sugar, both crowned with little dancers in tinsel who went round and round, each holding little electric light bulbs. All round these cakes were the most marvellous crackers that I ever saw or child pulled. Do you have Christmas crackers wherever you are? In the States, in Canada, in Europe? We don't have them in Japan. They have Christmas crackers. It's like, what do you call it? What do you call those ones that you pull like bang? I can't remember what they're called even now. In the UK, we've got a different name for them. Is it party poppers? Pop, you pull a string and it like explodes and coloured paper comes out. Well, Christmas crackers are very popular in the UK when I was growing up. It's a similar thing, but 2 people pull it, so it takes 2. You pull the cracker, inside there's like a little toy, there's a very small joke, usually like really corny joke that you read out, and there's a crown, a paper crown. It's really cool. I kind of miss those. I miss the Christmas crackers. When my folks were still alive, they used to send them over for Christmas. That was really cool. I appreciate it, DJ Ronnie G. You're still here. Yeah, I know. I can't believe it. It says there's like 4 people watching. I thought there'd be nobody here at this time. I thought it's just going to be me enjoying, reading out the sound of my own voice. Yeah, right. Great to see you. That is a lot of cake, isn't it? What was it? 4 stories high. It reminds me of Godzilla, the old cartoon. I can't remember how it went. It was something like 20 stories high. Was it 20 or 30 stories high? Godzilla! Ronnie's eating Italian pastries right now. Oh, mate, that sounds awesome. Party poppers are a new year thing. Yeah. Japan's post office allowed your parents to ship those. Yes, they did. They're not as explosive as the kind of the New Year ones. They just make they make a bang. That's like a crack. That's why they're called crackers. It's kind of a crack sound, and then your little toy comes flying out, hits somebody in the eye. They're like, oh my God, what happened? Maybe, or I could be joking. Depends how unlucky you are if you get hit in the eye. I've also got some tea, by the way. This is some tea that a friend of Mrs. Wakizashi brought over from Scotland. It's, what is it called? It's Yorkshire tea, and it has the flavour of tea and biscuits, if you can believe that. Tea and biscuit flavoured tea. It's supposed to be natural flavouring, yeah. So you don't need to eat a biscuit when you're drinking the tea. It does the job for you. Anyway, let's get back to the chat. Just let me check the studio page, because I always get paranoid. Make sure it's not like, your stream is being cancelled because we don't like Christmas stories on Christmas Day. No, it's looking good. Okay, all is good. All is well with the world. Let's drop some waffles. Waffles in the chat for Gray. And a couple of beers. Oh, Zax, nice timing. How you doing? Great to see you, man. Hey. Okay, let's get back to the box of delights. Here we go. Still can't believe this was 1935. I remember when I was growing up, when I was a kid, they did make, I think it was a BBC production, a children's show of the story. It'd be interesting to go back now and like revisit it. I bet it hasn't aged well, but I don't remember much about the story. But anyway, let's get back to Kay. Kay, who's just come off the train, back from boarding school, and he's making his way to his home, I think. He was picked up by somebody who's driving a car. I guess it's a very early style of car, or it could be a carriage called Caroline, and they were talking about passing shops and Christmas things in the town. So where were we? That's right, I got completely distracted by crackers and went on a massive wakizashi waffle for like 5 minutes. Sorry about that, folks. Merry Christmas to Awesome One. Yes, and Merry Christmas to Squeaker Mouse in the house. Great to see you. How are you? Are you good? Let me raise me glass. I'm slowly going through a nice, generous glass of amber ale. There we go. This is Gray's Christmas Day. Isn't it sad? Pretty lonely? No, not really. Mrs. W's not so well. She's wrapped up against a cold, or it could even be the flu she's got. So she's taking it easy. I'm just enjoying some quiet time on my own. I'm probably going to go out for a walk later, get some fresh air, see how we're doing. Oh, great to see you guys. I can't believe you're watching. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. Yes. Shout out to the members as well. You fantastic, wonderful people. Zaxy's there. DJ Ronnie G, who could be a real DJ, or maybe not. But I'll tell you one thing. He is a fan of stargazing and turtles. Ronnie, have you ever seen any turtles when you've gazed through your telescope? There's supposed to be a giant turtle, like carrying the Earth. Isn't that right? Or is that Discworld? Is it on the back of a giant turtle? Is it called Great Atuan or something like that? We've got to be careful how I say that. But yeah, hail to you all and Merry Christmas. Let's get back to the English village then, in the 1930s. As I say, please excuse the old-fashioned language. So Kay has found there's a woman outside this shop. Kay was not thinking of cake or of crackers. He looked only at the figure of a woman who stood near the shop window, with her back to the wall, staring at the man who was calling at a nearby booth. Let's try and do this. The very best warm caps and mufflers, as worn by the great explorer Shackleton. The North Pole caps and mufflers, as worn by airmen. North and South Pole caps and mufflers. The lady was plaided over the head and shoulders with a grey plaid shawl. Now, as Kay drew near, the woman, who had been motionless, stirred. Her right hand came from underneath the plaid, drew the plaid closer about her. Dead men don't wear plaid. Steve Martin. And she held it there. Her hand was wearing what looked like a chamois leather? A leather glove on the middle finger outside the glove, and therefore very conspicuous. She was wearing a ring such as the old man had worn, a heavy gold ring arranged in a St. Andrew's cross and set with garnets. At the same moment, the woman took the plaid back from her face, so that Kay saw a pair of eyes so bright that they seemed to burn in the head. She looked keenly at Kay. At the instant, there was nobody very near. Kay looked at her. His heart beat as he said in a low voice, "The wolves are running." She looked hard at him, gave a very, very slight nod, and as Kay went on into the shop to buy the muffins, she slipped away sideways, walking very swiftly with an erect bearing. An old woman coming out of the shop with a basket shoved Kay aside so that he lost sight of her at that point. She'd moved into the thickest of the crowd in the marketplace. Well, it's very odd, Kay thought to himself. I wonder what on earth he meant by the wolves are running, and why it was so important that she should know. When he had bought his muffins, he stood on Bob's steps for a moment, trying to get the packet into his pocket. He looked out with relish at the street, thinking how good it was to be home for the holidays. Well, I am blessed, he said. There are some more of those police dogs working a cold scent. Apparently, while Kay was on the train coming back from his boarding school, he'd heard there were, I think, some criminals, some prisoners had escaped from the local prison. It's a little bit like Great Expectations, isn't it? So the police are on the chase for some escaped prisoner or prisoners, as far as I know. Indeed, some Alsatian dogs were at the crossroads, testing the air with their noses, swaying their heads with the motion of a weaving horse, as though trying to catch a difficult scent. There were 3 or 4 of them. They padded about, casting this way and that, sometimes lifting, sometimes dropping their noses. Somehow he did not like the look of them. I wonder who it is who has these Alsatians, he said to Caroline Louisa. Oh, a good many people have them, she said. I never like them. They are too like wolves. Yes, they are like wolves, aren't they? He said. Are they the sort of dog they have as police dogs? But this, Caroline Louisa did not know. Wow, so there we are. That's chapter 1 from The Box of Delights, John Masefield. Should we go a little bit further? Let's see. Hey, shout out to Dempsey. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to DJ Ranji still here. Oh, it's cloudy, is it, mate? It rained on my telescope before I covered it yesterday. Oh, is that not good for a telescope? Please excuse my ignorance. I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be good. But I guess rain is better than hail. Or being struck by lightning. Oh my goodness. Great to see you there, Zax. Merry Christmas to you too. Dempsey, same to you. The merriest of Christmases to you. I hope that the decibels remained within normal limits. Sounds good, Dempsey. Okay, let's see chapter 2 before we have a sneaky sip. As you can see, I'm going very, very slowly. No more drunken grey streams. God, my God, they were disasters, weren't they? Maybe entertaining for people like, get Gray to sing this song. Like, no, I'm okay. Okay, back to the book and Kay. And they're heading back to a place called Seekings, which I think is either a house or a hall or some kind of place. Chapter 2. When they reached Seekings, there were the Joneses. Jemima was very smart, Maria very untidy, Susan like a little fairy, and Peter a good, honest sort of chap. At lunch, Kay said, "What asses we were not to ask that Punch and Judy man to come here to give us his show. Don't you think we might go down and find him and ask him to come? Let's do that. We could have him in the study." So this is the old man that Kay met on the station platform after getting off the train. He was carrying a Punch and Judy show. Do you know what those are? Have you heard of those at all? It's the really old-fashioned kind of mini theatre, like that showmen used to do. They perform these crazy puppet characters called Punch and Judy. Very English, very strange. It goes back. It's quite historical, quite dark. There was always there was Punch was the man. Judy was his wife, I think. There was a baby. There was a crocodile and a dog. I think the crocodile used to like eating sausages, and Punch was always like throwing the baby. For some reason, I shouldn't laugh, but it was crazy. Anyway, Punch and Judy. Where are we? Yes, certainly. You can have him if you can find him, and if he will come. Okay, there we go. Then I vote that we have tea at about 4:30, said Kay, and have the Punch and Judy man at about 5:30, if we can get him, that is. I do wish, Maria said, that we could hear of a gang of robbers in the neighbourhood come down to burgle while people are at dinner, and hear all their plans and be ready, waiting for them, and then have a battle with revolvers. I hope we may get through Christmas without that, Caroline Louisa said. Christmas ought to be brought up to date, Maria said. It ought to have gangsters and aeroplanes and lots of automatic pistols. It's crazy. After lunch, Kay went out with Peter to look for the Punch and Judy man. It was a dark, lowering afternoon, with a whine in the wind and little dry pellets of snow blowing horizontally. In the gutters, there had begun to fall into little white layers and heaps. I say, it is a foul day, said Peter. I'll go back and get a coat. You go on, I'll catch you up. Which way will you go? Down towards Dr. Gubbins's, Kay said. Dr. Gubbins? Did somebody say Dr. Gubbins? Good grief. But you'd better ask for the Punch and Judy man and look for him, not for me. Kay went on alone into the street. He thought that he'd never been out in a more evil-looking afternoon. The marketplace had emptied. People had packed their booths and wheeled away their barrows. As he went down towards Dr. Gubbins's, the carved beasts in the woodwork of the old houses seemed crouching against the weather. Darkness was already closing in. There was a kind of glare in the evil heavens. The wind moaned about the lanes. All the sky above the roofs was grim with menace, and the darkness of the afternoon gave a strangeness to the firelight that glowed in many windows. From the crossroads behind him, a rider came cloppeting up, the horse slipping a little, the rider bent into a long white overall to keep the snow from blowing down his neck. How do you do, Master Kay? The rider cried, checking his horse and looking down upon him. Kay did not recognise the man, but he noticed that his eyes were very bright. The man suddenly put his right hand to his chin. The hand wore a pale wash leather glove. Outside the glove, on the middle finger, was a gold St. Andrew's cross set with garnets. They tell me, Master Harker, the man said, that wolves are running. If you see someone, he added meaningly, say someone's safe. I will, Kay said. And look out for fun, Master Harker, the man said, shaking up the horse and riding on. Kay watched him go. He went skittering a little sideways and champing on the bit. It seemed to Kay that the man's arms were hung with little silver chains which jangled. Later, it seemed to him that it was not a horse and rider at all, but a great stag from the forest. Certainly, the figure that passed round the bend out of sight was a stag. If I see someone, Kay repeated, tell him that someone is safe. I suppose he must mean the Punch and Judy man. At this moment, Kay caught sight of the village policeman coming from the beast market and putting on his oilskin cape. If you please, Kay said, have you seen anything of a Punch and Judy man in the beast market? "Why, it's Master K. Harker," the policeman said. "Why, Master K, how you've grown. You're back for the holidays, I suppose. Now, a Punch and Judy man, now. Why, I saw one that might be called such with his show on his back. Would it be a one with a brown dog, Master Harker?" "Yes," Kay said, "an Irish Terrier." "Well, I did see such as one," the policeman said. I can't keep doing the voice. I'm trying. I'm sorry, guys and girls. I'm trying to separate the voices, but they're all kind of blending into one, and it's getting worse as the ale goes down. Oh, we've got some new people in the chat. Hey, it's a Christmas miracle. If you can hear sneezing in the background, everyone send your best wishes to Mrs. Wakizashi. She's not well. She's under the kotatsu, the heated table. She's all wrapped up. She's got the hot patch on her back, I think. She's not having mulled wine, unfortunately. She's very sensible. Doesn't drink when, she's not well, like some people. So, yeah, great to see you, Nos. Merry Christmas, mate. And let's have a crazy new year together, shall we? Where's, have I missed anybody? Zach's still here. Punch and Judy's low T. Come on, man, Zach's. If you've never seen a Punch and Judy show, and I tell you what, I bet these days, they wouldn't even let them be shown. Well, not on TV for sure. They were dark, they were fun, they were weird. There's Neil Gaiman before he went insane. There's a Neil Gaiman graphic novel with Dave McKean, I think, does illustrations. Dave McKean, awesome, by the way. Dave McKean of Sandman covers fame. I think it's just called Mr. Punch. It's a dark story about a Punch and Judy show and a Punch and Judy, maybe a family. I can't quite remember. It's been a long time since I read it, but it's a graphic novel. Worth looking up if you can find a copy. Not saying it's amazing, but it is interesting for the stuff on the Punch and Judy, which is a bizarre historical English tradition, which I bet you don't see anymore. Oh, thanks, Dempsey. I appreciate it. Get well soon. Get well soon. Everybody's wishing you get well wishes. Did you hear that? There was a very, very scratchy voiced "thank you." I'm not going to read Blood Meridian, Nos, but I will get back to it. I'm going to save that for the new year. How about that? Because from what I've been hearing, folks, about 2024... oh dear, dearie me, it's all going to be happening in 2024. But enough about that, I'll be getting shut down, won't I? Let's check the stream. So we got, wow, no way, it said there was like 5 people watching before. It says there's 12 now, that's amazing. Fantastic to see you, thank you so much. Merry Christmas, everybody. I think it's Christmas Day where you are now, isn't it? I think we're all caught up. Get well soon, Mrs. Gray. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, Squeaker. I'm not going to give her real name over the stream, but to keep saying Mrs. Wakizashi is weird, so I'm going to give her an imagined name. Let's see. What's a good name from Japanese folklore? She's saying in the background like, Yamete? Yamete means like, will you quit that? What are you doing? Let's think. Okay, I've got one. It is actually a name. It's an old-fashioned name. It's also a colour in Japanese. I'm going to call it Midori. Midori, everyone's wishing you well. I hope you're good. I hope you're Genki. Oh, Sakura Nos. Yeah, but Sakura is a great name, but it's too obvious, isn't it? Sakura, the cherry blossom. Midori's green. It's a Japanese melon liqueur as well. Oh my God. Just totally remembered that. That's crazy. That takes me back to childhood. And do forgive the interrupted reading. I'm going to go in and out of this, ladies, as the stream goes on. And I don't know how long this will last, by the way, because I'm on the free plan with StreamYard. I think I've almost used up my my free streaming hours for the month of December. So we'll see how we do. But yeah, what was that? What was on about? Midori, Japanese melon liqueur, which is very, very sweet. I don't know if it's popular here, but we used to have it in the UK when I was growing up. And my mum, dear old Jeanette, God bless and God rest her soul, she used to be a home help, which is basically British English for a care worker. She would go round to old people's houses who were, who weren't mobile. She would clean for them, sometimes a little bit of cooking, but mainly cleaning. She'd do the cleaning and she would go do the shopping for them. So she'd bring the shopping in for them, get them food and stuff. And yeah, clean. Not the whole house, but just clean maybe the main room they're in, clean the bedroom, the bathroom. She was a hard worker, me mum. Proper working class family. That's what I'm from. And yeah, so one of her, what do you call them? One of the elderly people she was caring for, who's long past gone off this mortal coil. He was a Lithuanian man. How awesome is that? A Lithuanian man. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. I hate to say that, I'm sorry, but it's been so many years. A Lithuanian man who had settled in a part of Manchester, shall we say, living in a small terraced house. He was so cool. He wouldn't even hardly let her clean. He'd sit her down. He'd bring out food for her. He'd have drinks, and she didn't really have a proper alcoholic drink, just a little sip of something. But I used to go sometimes on school holidays, and when I was there, he'd bring this like green, bizarre drink, this amazing looking bottle. Now I'm talking, I was like, not really, really young. I'm talking like 13, 14, 15, around that age. And yeah, just pour me a little glass of Midori. Isn't that crazy? That all came back from, Jesus, that all came from giving a name to Mrs. Wakizashi. Wow. Let's get back to you. Let's get back to you guys in the stream. Thank you for the recommendation, Nos Oni-sama. And Mrs. Wakizashi, Midori does rule. Oh, is it fairly common in the States? Yeah, as I say, you'll find it in the liquor stores, which we call off licenses in Britain. You find them in the off licenses. Very, very sweet. Usually a lady's drink. Maybe that explains a lot how I turned out, having that when I was a teenager. But just a little drop, you know what I mean? But man, I thought it was awesome because at that time in my life, I was fascinated with Japan, with all things Japanese. Yes, I was a pre-simp, before, a weeb. I was a weeb before it was known. I watched a little bit of anime. We didn't have the anime channels in the UK, unfortunately. Very limited selection on our 3 and then 4 channels, terrestrial TV. That's all we had for years. So, but I was really into Japanese art, believe it or not, and samurai history, the stories of samurai, the stories of ninja, that kind of thing. And yeah, I used to like art. Do you know that? Arty-farty. So yeah, I got into it through that. Looking up old books of Japanese samurai, not art samurai, art of the period, the Meiji, the Meiji period or the Edo period. You guys say Edo, don't you? It's pronounced Edo in Japan. I-U-E, and D-O, do, so Edo. Just saying. Sound like a teacher now, don't I? Time for another sip. They say Lithuanian women have the tightest bussies. Boo, boo, boo with a B. Thank you for misspelling that, Nos. I appreciate it. DJ Maniji, a Lithuanian priest slapped my uncle in the 1950s and called him a Russian SOB. Oh my God, really? That's crazy. Dempsey, I like it. So you're a preeb. Oh my God, I need to drop a clip, but I'm going to try and upload a clip. I can't remember if it works when you're live. Let's see if it works, see if I can do one. I prepared some clips which I forgot to upload before I went live because this was really last minute. I've got 2. I'm going to surprise you with them. Oh, it seems to be working. It's uploading. Maybe if my audio goes weird, you'll know why. Here we go. This is for Dempsey and for everybody else who's out there. This freaked me out when I watched this yesterday. It's a Christmas Carol. It's taken from a Christmas Carol, the Patrick Stewart version. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. How bizarre was that? It's actually a really good version of the story, Christmas Carol, Patrick Stewart. I think it might be 1999. Richard E. Grant is in it. Richard E. Grant of my favourite movie that everybody else hates. Yes, that Richard E. Grant. This one.
But I was going for a minute. No man's put me down yet. You had any training in the martial arts?
So Richard E. Grant played, oh Jesus, what's he called? Oh my God, Scrooge is his worker, Bob Cratchit. Cratchit, that's it. Richard E. Grant plays Bob Cratchit and Patrick Stewart is Scrooge. It's good, but there was that crazy scene where he starts trying to laugh. This is, after he's woken up, he's gone through the three spirits of Christmas and he's realised the error of his ways and he's so happy to be alive, but it starts off as like a weird cough. I guess they were trying to go for Scrooge hasn't laughed in years, so he has to try and rediscover how to laugh, and it was so weird. It freaked me out. It went on so much longer. That's a short clip of it, but he starts off just like like almost choking, and then it turns into a cough, which becomes a rather scary laugh. There we go. Yes, the original weeb. I was the Legend of the Overfiend, Urutsukudoji weeb, which I'll never forget. That movie that was recommended to me by Starburst, which is basically the British version of Starlog magazine. They gave it like 4.5 stars out of 5. The VHS release of Legend of the Overfiend. They said it was like Lovecraftian horror. They didn't mention the weird and things that you can't say on YouTube. The how should we say this? Sexy scenes, the Hetten and Tai scenes. So yeah, but I got the British version, which was hugely and heavily cut. I didn't know that until years later. But yeah, they said it was Lovecraftian horror. I got it and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. What is this? I mean, the horror is good, but it also has some very, shall we say, kind of scenes. Anyway, let's catch up with you guys. Where are we? I'm miles behind in the chat. Awesome one, a dweeb. What's old? Yeah, what's old man? Gen X and weeb. I'm a Zeeb. How about that? Xeeb. Nobunaga Oda ruled the hardest. I have no idea. I've forgotten all the Japanese history I learned, Nos. I read too many comics and they rotted my brain. Jacob saying, Gray, I watched Midsummer Murders, so I know what a Punch and Judy show is. Mate, my parents, they loved that show. They always watched it back in the day when it was on. Nice one, mate. He was mad about World War II. What, Patrick Stewart? Probably. Excuse me. Don't do it, Nos. It's not worth it. Never mix your drinks. As I tells Withnail. Paul McGann. Doctor Who Paul McGann. Never mix your drinks. That's a classic scene. After drinking the lighter fluid, I don't show that, of course, because I'll get killed on YouTube, but he has a sip and he goes, it's quite nice actually, and then he pukes up on his friend's shoe, which leads to another funny scene later on in a pub, in a really, really dodgy Irish pub. Did you watch that version last week or someone? Oh my God. Have you recovered yet from it? If you're talking about Legend of the Overfiend, or if you're talking about Christmas Carol, have you recovered from Patrick Stewart's bizarre laugh? That's what I want to know. What is the local term for a weeb over here? Basically, the term that Nos is talking about, otaku. Otaku means a geek or a nerd. It's our version of geek or nerd, but it can have more of a negative inference, if you know what I mean. Which is worse between nerd and geek? I can't remember. But it's like, otaku can mean like, the sad, lonely, single man living in his parents' house, never leaving his room, got all these amazing busty plastic models everywhere, things like that. Yeah, it can mean that, but it can also mean people who just love manga, who love geeky culture. I don't know anything about that era. All I have is Tokugawa. Yes, Dempsey, I'm the same. I said I used to read about Japanese history. I was more like reading about, samurai battles and things like that, but I don't remember names. I'm terrible. Terrible with history. I don't even remember British history. And I studied that for goodness knows how many years at school. But hey, history is just his story after all, isn't it? Or somebody's story. Patrick was great. Did you enjoy him in that? I've got another clip. Let me try and upload it while I waffle on. Let's see what happens. There's one more short clip of Patrick Stewart. It's not a Picard clip, unfortunately. It seems to be working. Here we go. Let me get my headphones on to see. Make sure it's got sound on as well. This clip is for me and anyone else out there, but this is about me.
I don't know anything.
I don't know anything. The one thing I do know is that I know nothing. That's the most important thing I know. Nothing at all. That worked. That's so cool. Okay, should we get back to the book? I know you're not here to listen to that, are you? You're here to listen to me waffle on and talk nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. Let's just check how we're doing. YouTube is okay. Oh, it's had 13 likes, this stream, which is good for me. 13. That's right, not 30. 13. So far, we've had 29 different views. When these streams finish, it says like 0 views or 2 or 3, and it takes time to accumulate, even though whatever you get live, you know. The numbers have been strange lately, as I'm sure anybody who does YouTube knows. People are losing views, losing members, losing subscribers. Because, from what we've heard from some of the bigger channels, the algorithm has been changed yet again to make it more, I guess, more detecting more, you know, certain keywords that you can't say, which I've said and have got streams demonetized just for saying a single word. Not even that controversial. But you know what I'm talking about. Oh, Nos, do you want to hear it? I can't do I can do a pretend one. I'm not from Liverpool. I'm from Manchester, mate. I mean, Manchester one comes out like this sometimes, but this is putting it on a bit. Scouse accents like this. We all talk like this in Liverpool. It's very high pitched. It comes out your nose and it goes up and down like that, like whining. Do you know what I mean? So that's Liverpool, yeah? If you can get the difference, Manchester's more like, all right, kid, how you doing? My name's Liam Gallagher. I'm sorted. Top one, nice one. It's nasal again, but it doesn't whine. It doesn't go up and down. It's not really high pitched. That's Manchester. Love it. Love it, Nos. Not as much as I love you. Maybe. Definitely maybe. What an album that was. Dempsey, do you remember it? The first Oasis album. I don't know if you're a fan. That was massive when it came out in the UK, especially in Manchester. And this is one of my claims to fame. I don't have very many. I went to the album launch party in the Hacienda in Manchester back in the day. There you go. But unfortunately, this was past the Hacienda's peak. You know, I'd missed the best times of the Hacienda when it was crazy, when New Order and Manchester dance music was going crazy there. If you've ever seen the movie 24-Hour Party People, the Hacienda plays a big part in that. It's worth checking it out. New Order, Joy Division, they were part of it. So when I was going, they had to put a metal detector in the Hacienda in the club going in, and that was very, very rare for the UK because, believe it or not, there'd been a small spate of gun crime in Manchester, in Moss Side particularly, that area. So somebody had taken a gun into the Hacienda, and I don't think they killed anybody, but you know, it had been fired. It was over, can I even say this word? Drugs. D-R-U-G-S. It was over that. There was all sorts going on. So yeah. And one of the most famous stories about the Hacienda is it never made any money because people were all taking something and they weren't buying the alcohol. They weren't buying the drinks. They were, they were having a good time on something else, if you know what I mean. Sorry. I just launched at the mic cover. Oh my goodness, I don't believe it. How you doing? Mick Cope is in the house. Oh my god, I don't know if I can do a Bury accent, mate. Is it like that, Bury? When I start talking like this, it's like Oldham or Burnley, those places, north of Manchester. I can't do Bury. I think it's like that. Oh Jesus, yeah. Nosferatu, the singer of Oasis, did have a beautiful unibrow. It's true. What's the movie where it says never trust a man whose eyebrows meet in the middle? I think it might be Neil Jordan's A Company of Wolves. Which, speaking of wolves, unfortunately the reading stream has long descended into Wakizashi Waffle Madness, The Box of Delights, or The Wolves Are Running. I'm thinking that I do well, maybe, not definitely, Dempsey. Yeah, I can't even remember what year it was. Off the top of my head, I would guess 92 or 93. I'm going off the top of my head, I don't know. Stone Roses was 89. Happy Mondays, and then later on, they came out, Oasis. Grey singing as a woman with Salty was lovely. Thank you, awesome one. I did. I can't do it anymore. I wore my voice out doing me falsetto. Chestnuts roasting. I won't even try. Grey, do you know about the ninja of Iga province of Japan? Off the top of my head, I don't, Jacob. I don't know, but I did want to be a ninja when I was younger. First of all, I wanted to be a stuntman. That was because of the Fall Guy, Lee Majors. Yeah, we had that show in the UK as well. Then I got into the ninja craze, the ninja boom, after getting into Japanese, like a little bit of history and samurai stories. There was a ninja boom in America as well in the 80s, a lot of ninja movies. I did actually train. I studied ninjutsu. I'm not joking. It was a real thing for a while. I don't know how official it was. It was the Manchester branch. I also did karate. I did kung fu in Manchester. And later on, in Japan, I studied jiu-jitsu, the real jiu-jitsu, for almost 10 years. I got pretty good as well. And then unfortunately, the students that I enjoyed training with, they all kind of, left over time. The people who were left there, sadly, not the most, shall we say, fun people to train with. But it's not Brazilian. It's not like wrestling style. It's the kata style of how to fight somebody or how to defend yourself against an armed opponent if you're unarmed. That's basically it. That's all the original jiu-jitsu was. How to fight a swordsman if you have no sword. Not that I've ever fought a swordsman, but you do the practice to catch the striking hand, the knife hand, I guess you would say now. So supposedly I know what to do if someone comes at me with a knife, but I bet in real life, in real time, I'd just be like, oh my god, what's going on? Probably just run away. Run away very quickly. The elbow singer has a Bury accent. That's a good point, Mick. That is a good point. He's got a great voice as well, hasn't he? Yeah. One day like this a year will see me right. You've got to throw those curtains wide, because one day like this a year will see you right. I'm not going to sing. That was a pun, says Dempsey. We're all eating up these Christmas waffles. Thanks, Nos. I appreciate it. And mate, I know you're busy over the holiday season, but I really appreciate you jumping back in the chat. That's awesome. Nice one, baby. Where are we? The Fall Guy was awesome, Dempsey. Wasn't it good? Oh yeah, I'm trying to think of the theme song. It's a song about the Hollywood stuntman who made Eastwood look such a star or something like that. Yeah, I'm getting mixed up with the A-Team. I've got da 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 in my head, but that's the A-Team. Something about no one knows the life of a Hollywood stuntman. Something like that. Anyway, I'd play it if I could get away with it. So land, canny, a ninja wild. I don't know. Awesome one. I don't know. By the way, I know it's very late wherever you are, or it's very early in Europe or the UK. Is anybody else having a sneaky drink at Christmas? If so, Kampai from Japan. Cheers. There we go. Still the same one. It's going down very slowly, and that is intentional. I say slowly, but I've been going for an hour and it's almost gone. And what's the percentage? Let's check. It's not too strong. It's I think it's a 5. 5.5. There you go. 5.5. With a black goat on the cover, on the front. Say no more. Say no more about the imagery. Where are we? Let me catch up with the chat. I'm sorry about this. Leia Rose, Merry Christmas to you. I hope you're having a good one. Happy Christmas. Have a very happy New Year as well. Gray is a real-life Naruto with his ninjutsu. I wasn't very good. I only did it for about 6 months. It was expensive. The idea of ninjutsu, what separates it from the rest of the martial arts is it takes a bit of everything, but it's more focused on weapon training. So, you've got a bit of jiu-jitsu, you've got a bit of karate, but you've also got using the bow staff, the short, I can't remember what the word is now, tanto. Tanto means it's the stand-in for a wooden knife, so the tanto training, and katana as well, a wooden katana. No idea how to truly wield a katana though. Japanese jinjutsu. Japanese jiu-jitsu does have some legit wrist locks. It certainly does. Yeah, I can put somebody in an elbow lock if I can remember how to do it. If I don't get knocked down first. Can you do any American accents? Asked Dempsey. No, I can't. I won't even try. Carl. I can only try the Walking Dead guys. That's about it. Carl. Sorry. Gray has the best American accent. No, I don't, and you know it. Did you watch MASH? I did when I was a kid. Me, mum and dad used to watch it. It was on BBC Two back in the day. Once a week. So yeah, we used to watch it. I've not watched it since though. But I like the Robert Altman movie. I really do like that. And I read the book it's based on like memoirs, like a real story of a doctor over there. It's funny. The book's good. It's very short, but it's good. Excuse me. It was a country style song, wasn't it, Dempsey? Yeah. Gray could drop kick Godzilla, says Awesome One. I wish, mate. I wish. Oh, God, if you haven't seen Godzilla -1, please try and see it at the cinema before it's gone. It's so good. Such a good film. Such an emotional, moving film. Sláinte to you too, Dempsey. Merry Christmas, Dwayne. How are you doing? Good to see you. As you can see, I'm getting more and more blocked up. The longer I go on, the worse my voice gets. 5.5 is Bush League. Break out the Everclear, says Nos. No, I can't, mate. It's only 4 p.m. here. I've got to be careful. I've got to save some for tonight. Bokken, yes. Bokken, very good. That's a word I forgot, Dempsey. Thank you. It's cold in here, I haven't got the heat on. I don't have the heat on. I'm like Ebenezer Scrooge. Can we put another coal on the fire, Mr. Scrooge? Poke it, man, poke it. Be careful out there. Don't be rude in the chat. Gray, can you sing Baka Mitai as a present to the audience? I don't even know the words, Nos. No singing on this stream. My voice is wrecked. I've got a bit of a cold. That's my excuse. I was going to get back to the story, but I think the story's over. Is the story over, everybody? Let's wake you all up with a bizarre clip of Patrick Stewart once again. What do you think of it so far? I thought he was quite a good actor at one point, didn't you? Number one, I need a number 2. Get me a hot Earl Grey. Can't do it. Your voice sounds more rugged and badass now, like a real American hero. Yeah, sing chocolate while eating chocolate. I'm not that drunk, guys. It's only half a beer. Come on. Yes, I did have a glass of wine on Salty Stream, but that's it. A glass of wine and half a beer. It's not enough. hopefully, to make me sing. I'll sing for super chats. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't do it. I'm joking. Before I do that, let me see. What else was I going to do? I was going to do something. What was it? I want to show you something, and it's not rude. Where are we? Some Japanese crisps. Here we go. Some Japanese culture for you. Okay, here's a pack of pure potato chips. So potato chips, these are pure potato, it says in katakana here. Where are we? Here, that's katakana. Underneath, a bit more katakana and kanji. 5 kinds of spice. Consomme. It's consomme flavour. I don't know why in Japan they love consomme. Consomme? Is it consomme flavour potato chips? They also have, of course, salted and, oh my god, I'm forgetting. Cheese is quite popular now these days. Weird flavours like pickled plum or nori, seaweed. I'm not joking. There we go. That's a Japanese one. Let me show you a pack of Japanese Doritos and tell me how different are they from the American ones. I think it's probably the same, isn't it? Apart from a little bit of Japanese writing. Where are we? Doritos, nacho. Where is it here? Nacho cheese in katakana. Is it the same? Same design, pretty much. Yeah. Probably get demonetized because you're not allowed to, I don't think you're allowed to advertise, but I'm not advertising, I'm just showing you. I'm showing you the cover of potato chips. Which one do you prefer? Which one would you choose? The nacho cheese or the consomme flavour? There we go. I thought he was having a seizure. I know, Dwayne. It's such a weird clip, isn't it? That's why I took it. It made me laugh. He was trying to laugh and he'd forgotten how to laugh. Ebenezer Scrooge. So it came out as a weird, like, something was stuck in his throat. First of all, I thought he was trying to cough up some food. You know, like, he'd like indigestion. That's why he believed he was seeing the ghosts, the spirits, because of indigestion. He refused to believe they were real in the beginning. But this is after he'd had the three journeys with the 3 spirits, and he's woken up to find he's alive. He's not dead. So he's happy, but he's like that. It's crazy. Nosferatu says, Asian chips are always weird. They love squid flavour. Midori-chan, she loves squid flavour. There's an ebi flavour chips. I can't remember what they're called now. They're a weird shape as well. They're not shaped like a shrimp, like a prawn, we say in England, in the UK. Prawns, by the way. Be careful how I say that. Shrimp flavoured crisps. Yeah, very popular. There's also dried squid. How about that? Oh, Jesus, the smell. The smell of it used to knock me. It took me years to get used to the smell of dried squid, but it's a popular beer snack. I guess it's a little bit like beef jerky. Do you still have that? You still have that in the States, or is that like back in the days of the Old West? Can I get some beef jerky? Beef jerky or some dried squid? I don't even know what that accent is. I'd like to get a packet of dried squid, please. Thank you very much. That's Manchester. That's a bit of a camp Manchester accent. I once made a joke about sending $20 super chats, and then after $20 was coming in, awesome one, you star. Did you what do you call it? Speak of the devil and summon him up. If you verbalize it, you manifest it. Manifestation, that kind of thing. Doritos usually have a darker red packaging. Yeah, they've got the plain ones as well, Nos, but these are nacho cheese special flavour. Asians are obsessed with a prawn. Hurrah, 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 look. Awesome one said prawn. Not shrimp. I like it, mate. Break open that bag and let us see what the chips look like. Which one? The Japanese one? Let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's have a bit of ASMR. Deafen you all with opening the pack, because they're so hard to open, these Japanese packs. Here we go. Ooh. You can see, can you? Trying to see inside. You don't get very many, do you? I tell you what, the The portions have changed. The price is the same, like many things, many food things, but the portions have got lower. Do you get that in the States as well? There we go. It's a D. Talk about the D. Was it? I went to college and learned about the big D. Wet leg. It's mild. It's very mild flavouring. Smells good though. Here's one for you. Dozo. Hi, dozo. Tabete kudasai. It's not deer. Also, mom. Shika. I didn't even know what consommé was. It's a French word, isn't it? Isn't it like a kind of seasoning or a soup? Consommé. Good night, Jacob. If you've gone, mate, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good night and Merry Christmas. God bless. Yes, we have beef jerky. Venison jerky is a good alternative if beef isn't available. Okay, nice one, Dempsey. Good to know. Eric Powell's The Goon has an Xmas issue parody of Scrooge. It's hysterical, says Dwayne. Thanks, Dwayne. I like The Goon. I've only got a few and I had to get them digital. I can't get physical copies here, but the art's really good, isn't it? It's awesome. Nice one. Thanks for the reminder. Japanese Kit Kats do have more flavours. There's a green tea one, of course. There's a sakura, cherry blossom flavour. I saw one recently. What was it? I saw a new one. It might have been strawberry cheesecake, or it was something cheesecake flavour. I've not seen before in Japan. And there's like a very dark black Kit Kat, like a koi aji. Koi means strong flavour, or adult. Sorry, is it adult or adult? Adult flavour. Bison more than venison, says Nos. As a mod, I guess people believe me, says Awesome One. Excellent lighting. Itadakimasu. No way, you know that, DJ. Ronnie G. Itadakimasu. Before you eat. It basically translates as I gratefully receive. So it can, it can be, it's almost like a prayer. It's not quite like saying grace, but it's just you're grateful for whatever, if it was an animal or a vegetable or a fruit, whatever, grew the food, the tree, the living being or whatever. You're also grateful to the person who harvested it, maybe picked it, who or maybe cooked it for you, that kind of thing. You're saying thank you. You're saying, I'm grateful for this to everything, which I think is awesome. That's a great thing to do. So again, not so much different from, saying grace, saying a prayer for the food. Brilliant, not Dempsey. DJ Energy, I see it, mate. I'm coming to it. Brilliant. Okay, Nos, the triangular ones, Dorito, powdered in cheese and thinner. That's the pure potato. Pure potato. Not the Doritos. I better not eat another one. Start eating now and just turn into like a crisp scoffing stream. DJ Ronnie G, who's been a member for 11 months. 11 months. Hey, it's a kilometre stone chat for your metric, people. That's brilliant, mate. Thank you very much. DJ Ronnie G. Thank you for your support, mate. I really appreciate it. I had ordered a sake flavoured Kit Kat last year. Never seen those. Wow. Do you know sake is also, but it's pronounced shake, is Japanese for salmon? Can you imagine having a salmon flavoured Kit Kat or a Japanese rice wine flavoured Kit Kat? I know which one I prefer. Dwayne Muth saying, I met Eric Powell in Baltimore last year and he was very friendly. That's awesome. Cool. I've no idea how old he is, what he's like, what he looks like, but I do like his The Goon comic. Bison is amazing, Gray. It's more lean than beef and way more flavourful. An American delicacy. An American legend. Oh, excuse me. Just burp up some beer and crisps. I say crisps, come on, forgive me, it's UK, British English. Crisps means chips. Because chips are fried potatoes. Oh, God, so confusing. Don't get me started. It's not gamey. I bet you're game though, aren't you, Nos? Are you game? I game? I'm game, as we used to say in the UK. Thanks for the context on the saying. Oh, you're welcome, DJ. Sorry again, I turned to a teacher for a minute then. Just to let you know. Gray, says Jacob, who's still here. And get back to bed, Jacob, this instant. Consommé is a type of clear soup made from richly flavoured stock or broth that has been clarified. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the clarification. I was just going off the word. I thought it's a French-sounding word, isn't it? Consommé. I don't know if it's pronounced that or it's consomme, but the Japanese have it in katakana as, you can see here, consommé. Consommé. So they pronounce the me at the end. Me also means I. We get bison. Bison. Do you get Dyson though? That's what I want to know. Look at Nosferatu not paying attention. Yeah, it's all right, mate. The Doritos are still here. I'm saving those for later, for tonight, with another glass of red wine. Cheese-flavoured crisps and red wine. I'm so cheap, I can't even afford some nice cheese. It's hard to find cheese in Japan. Well, good cheese. In the small town, anyway. In the big cities, you're fine. Jacob is typing in his sleep, says also one. I'm going to cough, so excuse me. Consommé is popular with certain Mexican tacos called birria. Cool. Don't forget to wish Tron a Merry Christmas. Friends of Tron in chat. Did I miss something? It's not showing. It's not showing on StreamYard. Tron. Or are you mistyping for DJ Ron? Ronnie. Do let me know if I missed anybody. Do let me know. Let's see. Oh, the views have gone up. It's up to 39 now. Shall I share? Shall I do something for it I've never done before? Or I've only done mine by mistake. Shall I share the studio page? Are you curious? All you non-YouTubers out there. Share screen. Just let me double check. There's nothing private. Nothing private there. I don't think so. It's like, great, don't show all your key codes and your PIN number, your credit card numbers. No, there's nothing like that. Just give you an idea. Here we go. Select a tab to share. I'm going to fool you now, and instead I'll share the Box of Delights. Ha ha, fooled you. The Box of Delights is a children's fantasy novel by John Masefield. It's a sequel to the... I'm sorry, I'll stop now. Just being silly. I've got to be careful. I'm being stupid. We are hopeless, Grey. We say Z. Dragon Ball Z. Japanese, they still say Z for the alphabet. We teach American English, basically. Most of the listening materials are in American English, so, you're A to Z, but they still say Z dot. Z for Z. Good night, Jacob. Thanks, mate. You have a good one. Hope you're sleeping well. I hope I can put you to sleep with my boring talk. Is it somnambulant voice? No, wait a minute. Isn't that like a wine specialist, or is that a sommelier? Sommelier? Where are we?
Oh, sniff that.
Love that clip. Come on, get watching The Trapdoor. It's on YouTube for free. Sniff that. I think I've caught up. Have I caught up with you? You pronounce consommé correctly. Consommé, says Nosferatu. Yes, we have a Dyson. Awesome one, you do. But the question is, do you have a Mount Dyson? Which is spelt differently. I'll put it in the chat. This is kind of giving away where I live, but it doesn't matter. And you're welcome to come visit anytime. The local mountain, it's pronounced Dyson. Not Dyson, but Dyson. Dyson. And there you go, I've dropped it in the chat. It's beautiful. It's a great shape. They call it like a mini Fuji-san. It's like a similar shape when viewed from this angle. But I tell you, it's so weird. When you go around the side, it completely changes. There's a long version of it, like a long kind of almost table version of Dyson. You know, the classic mountain view. The side view is like this. So strange. Gray, when are you going to do... Yeah, I'd love to like share some of the Asian girl videos that I've seen being recommended to me for some reason. I daren't. The stream will be taken down in an instant. But who cares? I don't care about the monetization. You know, I might do it. If you're still around for the end of the stream, I might drop some of these incredible videos which will blow your mind. And they're perfectly safe. They get monetized. These people, they're very clever at what they do. They use their assets, shall we say, to the best of their ability, and they get like hundreds of thousands of views. Unbelievable. This is where I'm going wrong, isn't it, folks? This is why I'll never be a big channel. What a shame. Says awesome one. Oh, thanks, DJ Ronnie G. I missed that, mate. Sorry. I'm reminding people to leave a comment on the legendary Tron's channel since he's been keeping a low profile. I want him to get good vibes as he is preoccupied by his disability. The legendary Tron's channel. Right. Leave that with me. I will have a look for that and I will share it. Legendary Tron. Let's see what comes up on YouTube. Wow, is it this one? It must be where are we, Ronnie? It must be 2.16k subscribers. How dare he have more than me? I'm going to cough again, sorry, so just let me mute myself.
Hello.
Okay, share screen, here we go. Preset. Do-do-do-do-do. There we go, is that showing up? Subscribe, how's that? Subscribe, I don't know him, but I'm subscribed. There's the videos. Wow, they're very short. 47. Okay, 618 here. I will do, mate. I'll once this is over, I will drop a comment in his one of his videos. No problem. I'm very happy to oblige. There we go. Stay away from that trapdoor. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm missing. Trying to catch you up. Good grief, for some reason the chat, I've heard about this but I didn't know if it worked. The chat has jumped right back to when we had DJ Ronnie's membership message. How crazy is that? I want to ski down Fuji one day, says DJ Ronnie G. Tell you what, mate, skiing at Dyson's really good. They're not that long, the slopes, but there's a really good course where, and Japanese ski slopes, you're allowed to go between the trees and stuff. You go off, go off course and like through the forest. It's amazing. Really good. Gray just wearing a sensor bar. Fun Gray's boob job, says Ronnie G. Yeah, everyone subscribed to Nosferatu as well. I think he's only got about 16 subscribers. I keep unsubscribing Nos and then resubscribing to you, trying to like boost your numbers, but it doesn't work for some reason. Whenever I do that, it drops down by 1, and then it goes back to how it was before when I resubscribe. I can't work it out. What am I doing wrong? I tell you what, I've been losing subs as well recently. I don't think people are enjoying my content very much at the moment. It's like, oh, it's, Merry Christmas, you've lost another 3 subscribers after your latest Santa Claus video. God knows why. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But here you go, guys, to prove. I'm going to share this briefly. Oh, I don't know what that is. I've got a message here saying, suggestion. The audio stream's current bitrate, 0, is lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use an audio stream bitrate of 128 kbps. I don't even know what that means. Do I click the button that says open widget? But if I do, it might ruin everything. No, I'm not going to do that. I talked about sharing. I want to show you the studio. Here we go. So there we go. It's proof. 44 people have jumped in and out. 44 views. Only one message in chat. 11 concurrent viewers. There we go. That's weird, isn't it? Okay, it's saying excellent connection now. That's good. I don't know. It's StreamYard. Random thought. Dempsey. Does the Pick of Destiny count as a musical? I don't know. I've never seen it. Like Awesome One. Never seen it, mate. So maybe so. Nos saying, I think I have like 26 subs now. Come on, you've got to release something. I reckon you do a Doomcock, Nos. Put on a helmet, do a voice changer thing, or you can do like my friend Jim from Weird Science Comics. He's got a program, an app where it does really good AI voices of celebrities. So he does songs which sound just like the real singer. He's got a good voice. He's got a really good voice. And he can sing, but he's done a review in the voice of Bill Burr, or what was another one? I don't know. There's some like basketball player or something. Sorry, forgive my ignorance. I've no idea about American basketball players these days. I remember Larry Bird and Michael Jordan. That's about it. The AI can change your voice to like Freddie Mercury from Queen, or Greta Thunberg, things like that. How crazy. And sometimes he'll drop a random comic review in somebody else's voice, and he does cover songs where he does a karaoke version of the song. He changes the lyrics. He puts his own lyrics in, which are really good, related to comics. And he used to do it with his own voice, but he's been starting doing it with all these like AI voices. It's so bizarre. Oh, is it intermittent, Ronnie? Yeah, fair enough, mate. Thanks for the heads up. I appreciate it. You can click open the widget without an issue. Thanks, mate. It's gone now. It's gone back to excellent connection. So do forgive the stream. This is why I went back to the free plan on StreamYard. Some of my streams, like the quality was rubbish, and that's when I was paying for it. The quality's got better when I went back to the free plan. It just doesn't make any sense. Of course, the only problem is you're limited to what you can show in the background. There's only a few set backgrounds. You can't upload a background. You can't have more than 5 people on with you, and you only get, I forget how many hours a month. But I've been doing streams on OBS as well, so there we go. Like Ronnie G. It must be all the Indian fans from Zax's coverage of RRR. Are you talking about Noz's subscribers or someone? Yeah, it probably is. I tell you, like, Nosferatu is a very popular little boy. A very popular boy. He is. He needs to know that. I don't know why, mate, but everyone loves you for some reason. God knows why. No idea. As long as it says excellent connection. Thanks, mate. I'm going to make a video of me taking a poo-poo and then ghost. Oh no, you would as well, wouldn't you? It wouldn't surprise me. Oh, mate. You should do an audio recording of you reading Blood Meridian in a really cool, sexy American accent. How about that? Or do it in a British accent, even better. Like when I try and read Blade Runner, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, I don't do it in American. I wish I could do a great, a noir, a PI noir, detective noir voice, but I can't. I just do it in my British accent. Okay, we're coming up to an hour and a half. I know there's still 12 people watching. I'd love to keep going, but it's 10 to 5. Mrs. Wakizashi probably wants to make something. Midori, are you okay in there? Still hear a coughing. I was going to try and get out before it goes dark, but look, it's looking dark. Over there, look at this window. Will it show if I show you? Oh, this will show, won't it? Here. It's getting dark. It's getting dark in Japan. There you go. You can see my neighbour's house now. slightly. Oh, look at the bare trees. The leaves have dropped. Oh, what a shame. One of me balls is rotating. My magic orange balls. Are they orange? I'm not sure. Okay. That's it, mate. That's it for everybody. Thank you. I'll wrap things up now, but listen, I really appreciate you joining me. Apologies for not getting very far in the box of delights, but this is a really good, really fun, interesting old English children's story. I'm looking forward to getting back to it. 1934. Where are we? Let me go through the chat before we finish. Don't worry, I'm not running away just yet. Merry Christmas, everybody, says Awesome One. Nosferatu, I loved your reading of Androids, but I haven't been able to see the rest. I know, because I've only released since then. Listen, the members only. I've only released one. It makes so long to put these together, and I've been a bit lazy as well. So yeah, I need to get back on that. I've abandoned the Master of Go recording Nos. I was going to do the Japanese, Yasunari Kawabata, the author. His classic novel, The Master of Go, but it didn't get very many views. I didn't get much interest in it, so I thought, what's the point of doing that? Let's prank call Gray's neighbours. Okay, here's the number. It's 0800 666. Oh yeah. If you know that song, I'm impressed. I'm not in a bunker. No, Godzilla hasn't attacked, thank goodness, or someone. We're okay. So you can see the daylight, can't you? What a shame that it's not like sunny and the trees are... Well, there is a leafy one. Where are we? When you point, it's all backwards. There's a leafy one somewhere. And I've got an evergreen there you can't quite see. That's it. So everybody, Merry Christmas. Dwayne, Merry Christmas. Let's hope for some good comics in 2024. But I will be back before the new year. I'll be back with a stream. Catch up. 1-800-mattress. Tommy Two-Tone rules. 1-800 I love fridges. That little brief 0800 666 yeah was from Stone Roses, their second album. Driving South. I couldn't remember the name of the song then. Take it easy, everybody. Let me drop the closer and wish you a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy it when it comes. Have a good day. Don't stay up too late. No, forget that. Do stay up too late. Take care. And I love you all.